but
I
there's
just
a
think
way.
the best for him is to put it back on him.
Yeah.
Are you aware that Scott requested that Kourtney take a paternity test on their most recent child, but Kourtney steadfastly declined the request? How shocking is that? If you have been following the Kardashian family for a sufficient amount of time, you will be aware that it is not a secret that Scott Disick has continually questioned whether or not Kourtney Kardashian's third child, Reign, is actually his. And finally, after a great deal of speculation, the truth about the father of the boy who is 9 years old is coming to light. Additionally, as you have all hypothesized, Justin Bieber could very well be the biological father. In what way is that even conceivable? If you were to ask. However, if you take a closer look at the relationship that exists between Justin and the Kardashian family, it is not all that surprising to learn that he may have a child with Kourtney Kardashian, even if it is a secret child. However, how did all of this come about? When did they start living together and have a child? It all began with Kim Kardashian's simple desire to see her daughter Kendall Jenner, who was only 14 years old at the time, get together with Justin, who was 16 years old at the time. This was all part of Kim and Kris's grand plan to suck Justin in so that he could skyrocket Kendall's up-and-coming modeling career and keep the family relevant. Kim made it look like it was just a simple dating situation, but fans obviously knew that it was all part of their plan. When it comes to keeping that family in the news, Justin certainly did his part. As a matter of fact, he has a thing with each and every member of the Kardashian-Jenner family. Nobody is completely out of the running, not even their mother, Kris Jenner. Not a single person is excluded. What a strange thought. When you consider that he was rumored to be dating Kylie, and then there was also all that steamy talk with someone who sounded like Kendall, it is just a lot to take in. When it came to Kourtney, however, none of them were able to produce a child for him until it was her turn. To put it simply, Kourtney was experiencing a decline in popularity at that time because she was not contributing enough to the show. After her relationship with Scott came to an end, she transitioned into what could you call it? Well, it is dull. The question now is, what was the most effective way to bring her back into the news and to make her relevant? It's true that Justin Bieber has come to the rescue. The fact that Justin was aware that he was being exploited and was more than happy to play the part of a celebrity savior is what makes this situation so hilarious. Nevertheless, the idea that they would even be in a relationship is the most bizarre thing that has ever occurred, considering that Kourtney is approximately 15 years older than Justin. Age appears to be nothing more than a number for these individuals. On the other hand, a number of sources assert that they had been communicating with one another prior to their public declaration of their relationship in October of 2015. Kourtney was seen leaving in Justin's car, despite the fact that they had arrived at the restaurant separately. They were seen leaving the popular restaurant. Despite the fact that the night was still young for these two, they found themselves hanging out at Universal Studios on a night dedicated to Hollywood horror. According to the sources, they were engaging in activities that just friends do not engage in, and Justin was holding her hands throughout the night. Justin will later be asked about his relationship with Kourtney in an interview, and he will attempt to minimize it as if it were nothing at all. He will say that there was nothing there, and we would leave it at that, but the fact remains that he is giving the impression that there is something there, but I am not saying, and we have that evidence. It was almost as if Justin was the boyfriend that got along with his girl kid, and when he started dating Hailey, she made it abundantly clear that he could never speak to Kourtney. To begin, Justin was around Kourtney's children a great deal more than was anticipated. It appears that one of the rules that Hailey Bieber has established is that Justin Bieber is not allowed to maintain any contact with his previous girlfriends, and this includes Selena. If Kourtney is not an ex-girlfriend, then why did Hailey say that he was unable to communicate with her? However, that is not the only thing that worries Hailey. In addition, Hailey was concerned that Kourtney might try to rekindle her relationship with Justin after she had ended her relationship with her previous boyfriend. Because Justin enjoyed his time with Kourtney a little too much, it was possible that he found the time to post a provocative picture of himself and a woman who might be Kourtney with a caption that said "Lord knows" in order to provoke Scott. This was a possibility because Justin enjoyed his time with Kourtney a little too much. Do any of you remember that Scott refers to himself as the Lord? This explains why Scott can't stand Justin, but to tell you the truth, it's not just jealousy that he's seeing his woman with another man, it actually goes much deeper than that. In the end, it was discovered that Scott has some reservations about the timing of the birth of their final child. It's possible that Scott, along with a lot of other people, is under the impression that Justin could have gotten Kourtney pregnant several months before the two of them got back together. Furthermore, it is not looking good because TikTokers are running heavy with this news, which makes this theory more believable. In addition to this, there is the fact that Reign was the child that Scott never really desired, and when he even found out that Kourtney was pregnant, he did not show even the slightest bit of happiness. It was just that he was not pleased with the news that Scott might have acted in that manner. He was aware that he and Kourtney were not in a good place in their relationship to have more children, and he hadn't exactly been around that much for them to get together and make a baby. So, whose child is it? Exactly? It's likely that Scott was doing some math at the time, and he would later ask Kourtney to take a DNA test, but she declined the offer. Surprisingly, she had one when she gave birth to her first child with Scott, and now that she is refusing to do it again for Reign, everyone is extremely pessimistic about Kourtney and Justin. Once more, the timing is the most important factor that reveals this. As of the 14th of December, Reign was born. Since he was conceived 9 months earlier, we can deduce that Kourtney gave birth to him around the month of March. Their relationship went through a rough patch during the month of March. Due to the fact that Scott was struggling with depression and seeing other women, he had very little time to spend with Kourtney and really get down with her. Additionally, it was during this time that she and Justin were spending a lot of time together. Even Ellen was aware that there was more going on between them, and even if time is deceiving, appearances are not. Reign is a perfect replica of Justin Bieber, and he does not resemble Scott in any way. However, if you take a look at Mason and Penelope, you will notice that Scott is firm with them. Therefore, why is Reign different? What is it that Kourtney is keeping from us? Would it be possible for Justin to accept the fact that another man is the father of his child? It is a lot to take in all at once. Kourtney has rejected Scott's numerous attempts to get her to confess and tell him the truth, and she has continued to insist that Reign is his child. Scott has tried to get Kourtney to tell him the truth on multiple occasions. On the other hand, Scott has a significant amount of trust issues with Kourtney because he is aware that she is spending time with these other guys whenever they are fighting in order to make him jealous. He has a sneaking suspicion that she was also engaging in that activity with Justin, and he contends that the two of them must have been doing a great deal more than just being friends. The fact that Kourtney continues to refuse to undergo a paternity test makes the situation even more challenging for him, and it appears that she does not care whether or not he believes her explanation. However, opinions on this matter are split across the internet. A Twitter user writes, "I saw a TikTok a few months ago, and it was a theory that Kourtney Kardashian's son Reign could be Justin Bieber because they look so much alike and the period adds up or whatever, and I absolutely cannot unsee it in my head. That is Justin's baby." Some fans, on the other hand, are of the opinion that the idea that Kourtney and Justin have a child is completely absurd. They were quoted as saying, "The fact that people actually think Justin is the father of Kourtney's baby is so dumb." So, what are your thoughts on this matter? Is it sufficient evidence that Justin is the father of Reign, given the striking resemblance that exists between the two? Also, do you believe that Kourtney will ever come clean about it? In the comments section below, please share your thoughts.